got a couple of big deals coming up the next couple of months, and specifically for this Ring of Fame, which is a very exclusive club. What's that mean, Mark?
Well, I just saw Coach Narduzzi over at the Kellogg there. He was in for a couple of minutes. I hope every one of these players that are here and everybody that's really worked with us closely sees a little bit of their name up on that award. Because I think these are program awards. I think these are things that you don't get there without a lot of people. And everybody's got to be pulling in the right direction and doing their job and be excellent at their job. So when we came here, we wanted to build a legacy, and I think that's what we did as a program.
When we talked a few weeks ago, you said, yeah, I thought I'd be maybe a MAC head coach. But this job and this opportunity changed the course of your career and your life, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did. And when I came here for the first time, as one of Nick Saban's assistants, it sort of put this place on the map, and I probably was able to come back probably because of some of the relationships that I developed again.
It was like 30 years ago, I think, that you came back.
30?
I think so. 94, 95, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. About 30 years, yeah. But it's been a good career. I coached for 41 years, and a lot of different people in and out of my life, players, and that's what I'll remember.
You were announced to Reed, and you found out that you were being elected to the Hall of Fame. Can you just describe what you were doing when you got that call, or how it all unfolded and the emotions that you might have felt?
Yeah, it was just I can't remember where I was at. I think it was down in Florida, but I do remember just sort of being stunned. It doesn't happen every day, and again, I look back and I just point to it and look at it as a program award, and a lot of people involved in this. And, my name might go up there, but I hope everybody feels a piece of that.
In hindsight, if you could do it over again as a coach, would you learn to enjoy the victories more than the losses tear you up?
Probably. Use a couple of wins over Michigan, I guess. But the losses, especially the ones that are close, you always look at those things and say, if we would have done this or done that, we would have come out as a winner. So those you're up to looking at. Always going to look at that. But I think that probably need to enjoy the wins a little bit more. You're probably right.
Are the storms near where you're in Florida? Are they away from your place, or are they?
Well, they're on the west coast there,
okay,
but they're
so
farther. They're farther down.
I was just curious.
What does it mean? There's more than 100 former players showing up for this. To see these guys. You said it's a program award, and
yeah. And I got a lot of calls, people that couldn't make it and stuff like that, which I totally understand. But I think it points to one of the first things we tried to do as a program is build relationships with people. And I think you have to do that because we have a shared sense of commitment, a shared sense of communication, and then when you trust each other as people, those relationships are going to stand for a lifetime. We try to develop those and we build into those things. And in the early years, in 07, 08, 09, we had tremendous buy-in by our players. And then you went to the 10, 11, 12 years, and I looked at those years, and that's when we started competing for championships. And then, 13, 14, 15, that's when you probably sort of hit our stride, and then, finishing out, we won 114 and finished out, and, lost some close games, but won a lot of them too.
Last year you got to be around these guys a little bit in tough times. What did you get from that? And I guess, what do you see the direction right now with Jonathan Egger and Maryland?
Well, when you start talking about tough times and you're still going to bowl games, they're not that tough. So again, I built it in relationships, and it was always about what we do for people and with people. But where I see the direction going with Coach Smith is very, very positive. I watched all the games, and they're very resilient as a football team. I think that comes from the head coach. They can play through the smoke, as I used to say. If things bad happen, they can get up, they can go to the next play and be successful. So you see that, and this is year one. Game number 5 coming, and there's a lot of positives to point to, and I think the future is very, very bright.
Your name is already engraved up there, but they'll cover it up tomorrow. When they unveil that, can you explain what kind of emotions will go through you?
Who'd have thought? who'd have thought that, you know? But no, that'll be something that I experienced, I guess, at that point in time. But again, when I put it in perspective, that you know, so many people helped make this happen. You know, their names up there as well as mine, and I can relate to that.
I'm sorry if you were asked this, but when were you informed that your name was going up there? Who told you, and what was that like?
Alan told me, Alan Howard told me, and he told me, I think it was this summer.
This summer, what was your reaction?
Unbelievable. My name be up there among, you know, the greatest Spartans in history. You know, again, it speaks to a lot of different people working, but to share that, it's a monumental thing.
Who was the first person you told or called?
Oh, my wife.
What was her reaction?
Same as mine. Wow. You know, can you believe that? I'm very appreciative.
One of your
Yeah, that could be your headline.
hey Mark, one of your residences is here in Michigan. How gratifying is it to stay in the state and kind of not get too far away from the legacy that you helped build here? Is that something that you?
Well, I love Michigan. I love being over on the West Coast there, being near the lake, and just living my life with my wife, seeing our kids, seeing my grandchildren, and being a part of their lives. And so, you miss the coaching, though. You know, I can't say that you don't miss it. You miss the relationships and the things, and the X's and O's and things like that. And that game's in a little bit different direction these days. But speed it up a little bit.
And obviously, you made these Lansing within driving distance for basketball games, football games. Is that
Yeah, I've been back.
gratifying?
I've been back. You know, I'm around Coach Izzo a lot. And it's always good to take a trip up, a basketball trip, and I'll take a football trip every now and then, that type of thing. So I went to the Maryland game. So it's been good.
You helped set the standard of excellence here, being during your time that now Jonathan Smith is trying to chase and bring the program back to. Just what does it mean for you to have set that kind of bar of success and show what it can look like here?
Well, you know, I think that, you know, when I first came here as the head coach, you know, I pointed to the past as the opportunity and to be able to be successful if there was that opportunity. And I can say the same probably now. You know, you've been successful in the past, and once you've done something once, there's always a better percentage that you can do it again. So when you look at those type of things, and hopefully it serves as something they can chase a little bit. That's what we did.
Coach, this is where you're going to be in that stadium forever now. What became special about coaching in that stadium specifically for you?
Oh, you know, everything about it. You know, Spartan fans. You know, tradition of Michigan State, being there with my players. You know, being in the hunt with our players. You know, for whatever, being successful, winning a lot of big games, winning championships, those type of things. So there's a lot of things when you walk back in there, you feel it, still have a sense of it.
Is this like closure to 41 years of coaching when you think about it? I mean, there's really, I don't know what else you can do when you get into the Hall of Fame. And you know, does this feel like you always talk about completing your circles, but does this feel like the end of 41
Well,
years?
I hope it's not the end. But,
Well, that's, you know what I
but
mean.
yeah, I know what you mean. Sort of into my coaching career and those type of things. Yeah, it's sort of like, you know, the things that you wanted to do when I came in here. Things I wanted to do when I came in here was, you know, measure up in state. I think we did that. Graduate our players, send players to the NFL. I think we've done those things. You know, win Big Ten championships. We did that, and then the last thing we wanted to do was leave a legacy, leave something behind that people could say, hey, they did it right. They were successful at what they did, and I think we've done.